Guess where I'm back to? Back at Edgewater, boys. Pete has acquired another Mustang. Well, he doesn't have a Mustang, so he has acquired a Mustang. So I flew into Cincinnati and we're gonna take that bad boy testing today. All right, boys, we're here in Pete's new ride. I'm just kind of going over things. I was told that this car was tuned by Patrick Barnhill, so I'm just trying to get my bearings on Haltech because I know nothing about Haltech. But I just called my buddy Muffrey Jenkins, and he gave me a crash course and showed me through some things. These knobs actually aren't hooked up, so that's what I was trying to figure out, but it is set to change the tune-up based on what position these push button switches are. It's 3 different positions. Changes launch RPM and pulse timing and some other stuff like that. And then that's pretty much it. I just wanted to know what the basic functions of everything were. Like, this thing has 3 dump valves, it has 2 internals and an external. I thought this might be a chute button, but I think it is a line lock, and it turns out the chutes, this has got a CO2 handle and it's got CO2 chutes in the back, but they're thrown off of time-based deals, so I don't even have to hit this unless I have to beforehand. And other than that, that's pretty much all I need to know. I'm gonna just go over and make sure nothing crazy is like happened with the car. Not that I think anything's wrong with it, but just like make sure nothing's rattled loose in a trailer or just like anything weird like that. Make sure it's got CO2 and just kind of do a safety check, check tire pressures, and then go make a pass. Yeah. Okay. That's ignition button. Mr. John just found the coolest part of the car. Do it. Whoa. Oh, nice.
Look, it's like daylight.
You can. Those things are bright and the sun's still out. Daggum.
That's pretty cool.
This car is set up. Look at all that fanciness. Billet heads. Big old Procharger. Dry sump deal. We have the Tesla of golf carts. Backup camera, push button reverse. 20s, 20-inch rims. I'm just kidding. They make 20s, but they 12s, but we keep them clean. And we got a cargo rack for all your stuff. Oh yeah, whoa. All right, I'm gonna go tell the EMTs we're not running today. You wanna go?
Sure.
Come on.
Let's see how fast this bad boy will go.
Okay, so as of right now, I have two main concerns of why we're not going to make a pass today, or maybe even tomorrow. Our timing belt is walking forward enough that it is actually touching the bracket right there. I'm not sure how to keep it from walking forward, and I'm not sure what exactly I'm trying to see, because you know that bottom pulley has lips, so if that bottom pulley is walking forward, it'll pull that belt off. So I'm trying to make sure that bottom pulley is tight, but I don't know if that bottom pulley is tight because I don't know how this crank or this balancer is even held on. I don't know if behind that spline inside of here there's just a regular balancer bolt or what's all in there to see if the balancer may be loose or walked forward that's causing this to walk forward. And also, the main reason why we weren't running and how I even found this is because whatever that bolt right there is on the side of this block is puking oil out of it pretty bad. So Mr. Blue is not off to a good start. Well, I think, as you can see here, sorry, that is our bottom pulley. And I think this may have something to do with why we're having a problem. Either this balancer has moved way out, or there should be a spacer in here. All right, we got a solution. I went to Brandon Dollar's house last night and got one of these drive shaft collars, and it is almost the perfect size for our crankshaft. I had to do a little grinding on it, but I'm going to clamp this on the crankshaft so that way that bottom pulley can't move forward or backwards, because I believe, I don't know what balancer this is supposed to have, but looking at the big block stuff, I talked to Dennis last night, the big block balancer has like a lip on the back that presses that pulley against the crank so that way that pulley can't move back and forth. This is a small block Ford, so I'm not sure which one it's supposed to have, but I don't think it's the right one. So we're going to put this on there to keep that moving back and forth, fix our oil leak, and then I'm going to move on to looking at the back of the car and then hopefully make some passes. Here's an update. This is what was in the side of the block. Well, it turns out it's a plug with slots cut in the threads. And the slots cut in the threads serve no purpose because this is used to seal. So you would never cut slots in a thread. So whoever put this in there, I don't know who built the motor. Whoever put it in there this must have been the only one they had laying around. They just gooped the crap out of it and stuck it in there. So I cleaned this off. I sent John to go get me an O-ring kit. So I'm gonna stick an O-ring on it, and then I'm also gonna goop the crap out of everything. Put it back in, and hopefully it seals and we can finally make some passes. because this is where the oil filter was, is on the side of that block. I didn't know what it was until I Googled it. That's where the old oil filter was. So that's getting all the oil pressure right there. So if this thing ain't sealed, there's no way I'm gonna make a pass in this, because that's just downright dangerous. So we're gonna fix this and get back at it. Hopefully make a pass here in a couple hours. All right, we got our oil leak fixed. I put an O-ring on that fitting, gooped her back up, and she's no longer leaking. So I got the catch pans back on. We're gonna get the hood on it. Pete just got here. He's got the Camaro with him. He's got a new S10 he bought for his wife to drive. So we're gonna be testing that today. And got the draggy. We're gonna see how this thing goes. Come on. Check that right back tire. Check this back tire and make sure there's no oil on it. It looked like there was oil in the burnout box. If it doesn't feel like there's any oil on this back tire on the driver's side, then we're good.
Oh, driver's side.
Yeah.
No. Stick.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure. There's no way for me to check, so. Well, that one sucked too, and I still think it's my fault. The first pass was my fault. I left an oil line off. I'm an idiot. Second pass, I think there was still oil in some of the water box. I don't think they got it cleaned up, and I missed it too, so it just went hard left out of the water box. And I had them check the tires, and they said it was sticky and all that, but it went hard left pretty much off the hit too, so. Hard lessons learned, but that's why we test. There's Johnny. Oh yeah, look at those new back wheels, son. Woo hoo hoo hoo.
about that?
That's pretty cool.
I think we might need to take a little weight out.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's all right. And maybe tighten the front end a little bit. I went 8 clicks tight, I think. Maybe only 4.
Yeah, a little work to do.
Yeah, that's all right. At least it didn't spin.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Pete's patch went really good.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
It sounded good.
We got the mega cab backing up. Well, that wasn't cool. Wasn't cool. I don't even know if it was fast. Not fast at all. Well, that's all we've got to say about that. It wasn't even fast. Colt.
Doing fox body things.
You can always count on Colt to keep a smile.
Found on the road dead.
Well, Dennis did say, oh my gosh, that's a Ford motor? I didn't think people actually still put Ford motors in Mustangs. Well.
Hey, they shouldn't.
Yeah, they shouldn't. Oh boy.
Yep, you're in.
At least it looks good under the lights. All right, it's Friday, the day before we go racing, and I'm here at Edgewater. I'm gonna make some laps in the Camaro and in Johnny. We only got the track for a few hours today because they have a test and tune later, which we might stay for also. And then we're heading to Magnolia tomorrow. So I'm going to go spray some water in my burnout box, and I took some weight out of Johnny and kept the same tune up in it, but we're gonna try to get it to still go fast as 60 and not wheelie. So try to get that weight bias just right. I know Magnolia is pretty good for the first 150 foot, and I'm trying to keep as much weight in it as possible, so that way when it turns bad into transition, we're not hazing the tires, but also not too much weight to where we can still go fast in a 60 and not wheelie. So the Camaro is actually in a really good spot for what I think it needs to be at for that track. I still might put more weight in it because it hasn't wheelied yet, so we'll see. But I'm gonna get to making passes. One of my GoPros is dead and the other one's not quite working, so hopefully it works. And I'll try to get as much video as possible, but it's just hard to do when you're by yourself, so wish me luck.